I'm Gabrielle Shirley here with Trevor Sikkema from PewterReport.com. Trevor, for starters, on Sunday, the offensive side of the ball, who do you think is going to be calling the plays?
That's the big question, right? I mean, that's kind of what we've been wondering over the last couple of weeks, as Monken has been the play caller for the entire preseason, and he's done a pretty good job. And, you know, Coach Cutter, he's an offensive guy himself. He's called plays for many, many years in the NFL, so it's kind of like, who's it going back to? And we keep asking them. They keep saying they're not ready to make a decision yet, which kind of tells me it might be Todd Monken that continues to do it in the regular season because of how successful it was during the preseason. And so we don't know quite yet. We don't have a definitive answer yet. But if you had to ask me, I think Todd Monken is going to be the guy to keep calling plays.
And this deflection tactic, is that simply are they trying to get a competitive edge?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of the Cutter press conferences that we've had recently have been kind of along those lines. He does not want to give anything away because, you know, where you could get into a couple weeks in the season, middle of the season, you can get tape on all kinds of teams. And really, once you get to about week 6 in the NFL, nobody's really throwing anything at you that you haven't seen before. But week 1, you could still have a little bit of surprise. You could have a little bit of mystery to what you're doing. And I think that and many of the other moves and just kind of not being as solid on their commitments here and there, whatever it is with where guys are starting or who's as injured as they say, that all kind of goes into trying to get the most competitive advantage they can have going into week 1.
So it could be a great tactic.
Yes.
We heard from veterans, Ryan Fitzpatrick and Gerald McCoy today. What did you pull from them? What did they say to you that was most interesting or telling of week 1?
Yeah, I think really the most interesting thing from both those guys is Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's going into his 14th year in the league. Gerald McCoy's going into his 9th. And both of those guys, right off the bat, they talked about how lucky they were and how blessed they were to still be playing the game. Like, they truly still enjoy it. You know, Ryan Fitzpatrick, they asked him, hey, why did you come back? You didn't have to come back another year. Was it just because of the James suspension? And he said, no, I came back because I love football, because I love playing, because I love this team, which is great to hear. And then you asked Gerald McCoy as well, and he talked about how much of a fan of the game he still is, how he enjoys watching guys like Drew Brees. He said, you know, he's a good friend to Drew Brees, but he hates him this week because obviously they're trying to beat him. But, you know, it's just great to see that they still have that joy of suiting up for an opening day. They still get the butterflies. They still enjoy it. And that's when you're playing at your best. So that was a really good thing to hear going into week 1.
And then the work week here of week 1 is coming to an end. It's Thursday. Can you tell me your prediction for Sunday?
Oh, man. It's going to be tough. I think that the Buccaneers have one of the most talented teams that they've had in years. And I do also think that they had a great preseason and training camp as well. A lot of guys were really on it, really kind of progressed from last year, that what we thought even towards the end of the year. I thought that they were in tip-top shape, but man, New Orleans is such a tough place to go in and play, not just because of the atmosphere, but because the players they have are great. The coaching staff that they have is great. If I was a betting man, I'm not sure I would bet on the Buccaneers this week, but I in no way think that it's going to be any kind of a blowout. The Buccaneers, I think, are going to be right there with it. They're going to be right with them, and so it's going to come down to the wire. I think it's going to be a really good game in New Orleans this week.
And that's what we're hoping for. We will see you on Sunday. Thank you so much.
Thanks.